All right, so many of you may have never seen a Panaplex display, and here's one in a calculator. This is a Texas Instruments TI 3500, and it does have a Panaplex display, not a vacuum fluorescent, which is what most calculators have in it. It has an actual neon Panaplex in it. So, yeah. It's a pretty cool little calculator. So, the characters are like a Nixie tube. It has neon gas, and the neon gas glows where there's metal objects, just like a neon, like a Nixie tube or a neon bulb, and the neon gas glows. And that's what we have here. So yeah, let's kind of expand on that. All right. So these things are like neon light bulbs. So here's a neon light bulb, and I will hook up one side and I'll touch the other side, and we get it to glow. Now this is 160 volts. I have a 47K resistor dropping here to limit the current, and once it fires, the voltage will be low, and then it'll be dropped across the resistor. Low, I mean maybe 80 volts, 90 volts, something like that. So yeah, so that's the way it works, and it's going to glow on the cathode side. Okay. The anode will not glow, and the cathode piece of metal does glow, right? So let's get a Nixie tube out. So a Nixie tube is just a neon light bulb with a whole bunch of pieces of metal in it. And we will try to find the anode. I think the anode might be that one. I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. So if I touch one of the cathodes, that particular cathode will glow depending on what shape metal it is. So it's exactly the same as this. It's just that there are a bunch of pieces of metal in there that are stamped out in the form of letters, and so the neon gas just glows around that piece of metal, and again it's a shape of a number, so it glows. Now Panaplex displays are going to be one anode and then like 7 cathodes for a 7-segment display. If I touch that wire on each cathode, one of those 7 segments will light up. So let's give that a try. All right, so here is one, and I claim that is probably an anode, and if I try to touch a cathode, there we go. We are lighting up the different cathodes, and you can see that they take the shape of the different segments. And there's the decimal place, which is triangular in shape, which is kind of weird. But if I try to light up more than one at the same time, there we go. I got 2 segments lit up. Anyway, you get the idea that you can. These are 7-segment displays. And if I go to the next one here, this is the anode, and then I can light up. I can light up various segments on that particular digit. So yes, indeed, they are operational. They still have vacuum in them, and they do light up. So we have working Panaplex displays. Yeah, these things are pretty cool. I think next I want to show these under the microscope. We'll take a closer look at these things under the microscope. All right, here we have one of them. You can just barely read the part number there. SP355, yeah. So you can see that it's just kind of just little pieces of metal sticking out of an insulator of some type. And so yeah, those little pieces of wire there shaped like segments are then wired to some pins that just go through the bottom. And there's a little piece of glass that gets the vacuum and then sealed off. And yeah, these little things here at the bottom are just little hunks of metal that the anode connects to. I don't know exactly if I guess the way these work is that the front piece of glass is coated with indium tin oxide, ITO, and that acts as the other side of the electricity. So yeah, so it is an indium tin oxide window, and then little pieces of metal complete the other side. of the display. Yeah, that's the way it works. Might even be able, if I can get it glaring. Yeah, there you go. You can sort of see right here, there's a funny little, almost a little rainbow that happens right on that edge there as I get the glare onto it. And that's the indium tin oxide layer you see there. It's a little bit hazy compared to maybe right in there. Let me get something to point with here. So right here is kind of clear, and right here is kind of hazy, right? Clear, hazy, clear, hazy. That hazy thing is the indium tin oxide, and then it runs around, and then it starts up again under there, right there. It starts up again underneath this segment. So those are the various anodes. So this is like a little clip that makes electrical contact to this clear window, and this clear window, and then this clear window. So that's the way those work. Yeah, I've never really looked close at one of these. So there you go. That's all about what's inside these things here.